Tonight, we debate 8 actors named Chris. Good evening, debate fans. Happy Wednesday. It's debate night. Wednesday night is debate night, and I am so pumped for tonight's show. This is sort of like a random topic that we're going to do. We've never done something like this before, but tonight we're going to highlight actual actors on the show. That's right. We're doing 8 Chris's. The list we have is such a good list of incredible Chris actors. I cannot wait for you guys to sink your teeth in it and start debating these Chris's. But guess what? I'm not doing it alone. I got a couple of people here to help you sort of guide you in which way you should be voting, because they're going to give their opinions. And one is a returning guest and one is brand new. So we got to give some love to them as well. So let's I don't want to waste any time. They're in the green room. They're here. They're ready to go. Let's bring on our first guest. This is a newcomer, a Twitch superstar, I would say. It is Burke the Nerd. Burke, welcome to the program. How are you tonight?
What is up? How you doing? I'm doing good.
Good. Are you excited to debate some Chris's tonight?
Oh yeah. I'm ready. I have a feeling that there's going to be some hot takes in here, but let me tell everyone else in the chat just so they know they're wrong.
They're wrong.
I'll tell you why later.
Good. Way to get the crowd on your side right at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's a good start, Burke. I can tell this is your first time. Okay, let's bring on let's bring on our second guest. You know him, you love him. Star Wars Santa is here. The original Chris Kringle, Star Wars Santa. Good evening. Happy Wednesday. How are you tonight, Santa?
Good evening. I'm looking forward to, I also have a couple of hot takes and may surprise you on a couple of them. And I'm really looking forward to the discussion tonight.
Yes, this is going to be a good one. There's some really tough matchups on here. Let's look at the bracket. If this is your first time at the debate, this is what we do. We have a list of 8 topics here, and tonight it's these actors named Chris, and you guys are going to vote live. Every matchup we have, we're going to give our opinions, but at the end of the day, it's you who are going to be giving your votes live here in the YouTube chat, and I will explain that when we get there. But let's take a look at our bracket and see what our matchups are. The first matchup of the first round is the number 1 seed Chris Evans going up against the number 8 seed of Christopher Plummer. The next matchup will be the number 4 seed Christopher Walken going up against the number 5 seed Chris Pine. The third matchup of the first round will be the number 3 seed Chris Pratt going up against the number 6 seed of Chris Farley. And of course, rounding out the first round will be the number 2 seed Chris Hemsworth going up against Christopher Lee. A lot of good Chris's there. Let's jump into it. Burke, I'm going to start with you. We got Chris Evans, the number 1 seed, going up against Christopher Plummer, the number 8 seed. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock for you. How do you feel about this first matchup of the night?
Well, I'm going to start off really clear here and just say the entire seeding is wrong. Okay, so, and this is the first clear example of the bias of the seed.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna say 2 words that clearly define who should be taking the win in this bracket, and that is Knives Out. Okay, we've seen both of these actors. They brought their best performances to that one movie, and I can promise you, when you think back, you know exactly which one shined out of the other, and that's Christopher Plummer. We all know, all right, we got one Chris, and we know him more as a Steve, so that doesn't even count. If anything, he should be in the Steve's bracket, okay? But he's not. He's in the Chris bracket. He shouldn't be here, and I don't think we should even give him the light of day. He's the first seed, but you know what? This is biased, okay? This is a clear Marvel bias. So, you know, we're over here. All the DC fans should be with me and say, let's support Christopher Plummer. I gotta point the right way. Let's support Christopher Plummer. Okay, we know he's the win. He's clearly the victor, hands down. Okay, I'm actually surprised that he was the eighth seed. I don't know why we would even humor that. And not to mention, okay, the acting career alone, we might think Chris Evans, we might think he's the front runner just because of the recency bias. Okay, Knives Out, sure, that's also recent, but we're thinking Marvel. We've had 10 years of good Chris Evans, right? And he's been okay, but the reality is Christopher Plummer, okay, it comes all the way back like a 80-year career from The Sound of Music. Now tell me that isn't a success story. I'm done.
The Sound of Music is 80 years old.
Yeah, 65. Right?
Yeah.
Am I doing the math right?
Yeah. I mean, that's
75 years.
No. You're right. Like it's stunning to think like how old that movie is. I was thinking, just off the top of my head, I thought it was like, oh, it's only like 50 years old, but you are 100% right. Like it's insane. Okay. Burke coming out the gate hot, going the 8th seed for the major upset, Christopher Plummer. Santa, I'm going to go with you. 2 minutes on the clock. How do you feel about this matchup?
No. Well, first of all, we can't ignore the elephant in the room, right? So Christopher Plummer played the Scrooge, and Santa doesn't like the Scrooge very well at all, right? So we've got to set that aside. Can't hold that against him too hard. When we're looking at these actors, I think what we need to be careful of is a popularity contest and recency. So that happens in sports all the time, where they talk about some young athlete who is the greatest of all time, and it's like, hold on just a moment. There's plenty of athletes that have gone before. The same thing holds true here. Chris Evans is a fine actor. His body of work is good. It's strong. I enjoyed his character a lot in Knives Out. I'm glad Burke brought him up, because he was one of the highlights of that movie. Certainly had most of the humor in that movie. I just loved his delivery. It was fantastic. But when we look at a body of work, we can't look at what they did in the 21st century. We have to look at the entire body of work. And even though Chris Plummer was the Scrooge, and again, we can't overlook that, he also played a bit of a hard nose in The Sound of Music, right? Because he blew the whistle and he treated those kids like they were military kids. But when we look at that body of work, you realize The Sound of Music is a classic that will endure the test of time. It has endured the test of time. It's a classic that'll be here forever. And when we look at Chris Evans, he just does not have the body of work to support the work and to stand up against Chris Plummer. I completely agree that this matchup is completely bogus, and Chris Plummer is the clear better actor in this matchup.
Okay, wow. Well, just so everyone knows, and we'll get to it later, I don't pick the seeds. People, you in the chat, you vote on the seeds. So look, I hear you. I'm understanding, but look, it's not my fault. Don't blame me. But let's get to the voting. If this is your first, let me get the poll up first. Let me make sure that it's working, because apparently YouTube is being a little funky tonight, even though everything's good on the actual stream. So we'll see how this goes. But Streamlabs is open. If you want to vote for Chris Evans, do exclamation vote 1 in the chat. There is a space in between the word vote and 1. Do it just like it looks on the screen, right? I always do this backwards. Okay, right there. See where it says exclamation vote 1? Do that in the chat, just like that. If you want to vote for Christopher Plummer, exclamation vote 8. Guys, right out the gate, this is a tough tie. Look at this. Chris Evans, slight lead. I think for me, look, I hear you guys. I hear you. I hear that Plummer is probably a better actor. I mean, let's face it, he is a better actor. That's probably not up for debate. I just think that Evans probably has a lot more lovable roles, but I think, look at this, Christopher Plummer. This might be one of the biggest upsets we've ever had. I gotta say though, I think I'm gonna go Chris Evans. I gotta throw a little
Now's
love.
your chance to right your wrong.
Yeah, I know. I gotta throw a little love his way. Look, if for nothing else, the man has played 2 superheroes. I mean, I know that's so stupid. That's such a stupid thing to say when you're talking about Chris Plummer, who's like a world-class actor. I get that, but look, Chris Evans is not winning this, so I had to throw a little love his way. We're getting a major upset with 5 seconds to go.
Chris Evans is the clear winner. Why would you not?
Yeah, zero time on the clock. We have our first major upset of the night. Oh my goodness. All right, so we have 52% of the vote going to Christopher Plummer. Wow. The number 8 seed moving on. This is a major upset. Okay. Oh wait, oh shit. What happened? My thing just froze. There we go. Okay. Did I close the poll? I don't know. I have no idea if I did. Let's see. Okay, it's gone. Good. Okay. Whew. YouTube, man. YouTube has been messing with people all day today. So, okay. Christopher Plummer. Let's move on. Let's look at the black bracket. Christopher Plummer, the number 8 seed. Oh my goodness. Number 8 seed's moving on. All right, I have no idea what's going to happen in the next round. Christopher Walken, the number 4 seed, going up against the number 5 seed of Chris Pine. All right, 2 minutes on the clock. Santa, we're going to you first. How do you feel about this matchup? I have no idea where this night's going. Go ahead.
Well, you might think that because Christopher Walken has the larger body of work, he certainly stood the test of time, that he would be the clear favorite. Although Christopher Pine has had the most recent work of note that people support. So here we have a popularity contest. Christopher Pine, most people are familiar with his work, and Christopher Walken, most known for more cowbell, right? But every now and then, an actor mails in a performance. And if you look at what Christopher Walken has done lately, he's underwhelmed me. I think that Christopher Walken, his career, he's one of those athletes that played 3 or 4 years past when they should have retired. Christopher Walken, if you saw him play Captain Hook in that musical, oh my goodness. Talk about mailing in a performance on live TV. That was terrible. And Christopher Pine, it actually has a decent body of work that's built up. He's most known for Star Trek and Wonder Woman, of course, but he's also done some voice acting. He's shown up in a wide variety of roles. He's shown some flexibility in his casting. He doesn't play the same character every time. Although you could argue that Captain Kirk and Wonder Woman both, he plays this hero, but I think when you look at his overall body of work, he's building a nice portfolio. And so I'm going to give, just by a hair, the tip to Christopher Pine over Christopher Walken.
All right, Santa's giving just the tip to him. Okay, let's reset the clock. Burke, I'm gonna put 2 minutes on the clock for you. Christopher Walken, Christopher Pine, which way are you going?
So let me put it this way: when you're thinking about Chris Pine, right? You notice him from the movies that he was in, right? You notice him from the movies but when you think about Christopher Walken, can you name a movie he's in? Now, listen, you might argue that's a negative aspect, right? Maybe that's a bad thing. It's not, because you know what? You still know him and you know who he is, because every movie he's been in, regardless of how good the movie was, you still remember Christopher Walken. That's something that not every other actor has, and you can remember his performance in it. Maybe that's because he's a very specific brand of acting. But at the end of the day, you remember who he is. He's an icon. I mean, everyone has an idea of how he talks, the impression in their mind. You know Christopher Walken, you know him, right? Now, let's flip the coin here. Let's go over to Christopher Pine, okay? We know him from Star Trek, and we know him from Wonder Woman. And guess what? The best performance he did on both of those films was when he was off screen. Because honestly, underwhelming actor, and the least quality performance in either of those film franchises. Okay, and that's why when I heard he was coming back for Wonder Woman 84, like potentially, that was really disappointing for me, because I mean I was really looking forward to her moving on and finding more interesting love interests in the future. So I mean, I would say if you're gonna throw your vote on one of these, I think Christopher Walken's the obvious choice. And if you throw it towards Christopher Pine, then I mean, have you seen his movies?
Okay. I think Christopher Walken's certainly going to win this, but I think you're way under discounting Chris Pine here, and I'll get to that in a second. All right, let's start this poll. I want to see what you guys have to say. If you want to vote for Christopher Walken, do exclamation vote 4 in the chat. If you want to vote for Chris Pine, exclamation vote 5. Okay. I'll put this out there. I'm voting for Christopher Walken. All right. I think this is a no-brainer. I think Christopher Walken is hands down one of the greatest actors that's ever lived. Okay. The man can do drama, he can do comedy, he can do suspense, he can do thriller, he can do horror. He can do everything, and he nails it almost every time. Okay, almost every time. I know sometimes, yes, he mails it in, but Santa, come on, we can't let like a little TV musical thing really knock him down too much. But let's not discount Chris Pine. Okay, let's talk about the movies that you didn't mention, Burke. Okay, Hell or High Water, incredible film. Okay, he was really good in Into the Woods. Not a great film, okay film, but he was really good in it. And look, a little, maybe you haven't seen this romantic comedy, but This Means War. Did you ever see that one? That was a really good movie. He was really good in it. So he's a good actor. I like him, but there's no way he's gonna win against Christopher Walken. That's ridiculous. That's insane.
Look, all you have to do is go watch. He's one of the main characters of Peter Pan, Captain Hook, and the guy was reading lines off a cue card, like he barely delivering that. Oh my goodness!
How many people do you know that have a Christopher Pine impression?
That's a good question. I zero. I think the answer to that is 0 for sure.
I don't even know how it started.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even I can't imagine what his voice is. Yeah, no, you're right. 0 people have that. Christopher Walken, 83% of the vote is moving on. All right. This one I think is going to be tough. It depends how old you are, I think. Depends on how you feel about this next matchup. We're going to go to the number 3 seed of Chris Pratt going up against the number 6 seed of Chris Farley. 2 minutes on the clock for Burke. You're going to start us off. How do you feel about this matchup?
All right, so this is an interesting one. They're both coming from, I would say, comedy backgrounds. And I know I've been pretty heavy hitting in one direction for the last one. I'm going to throw this kind of in the air, okay? So let's look at Chris Farley, right? He's one of those people that, he's from a lot of iconic older comedies. And I actually had to go, I admit I'm from a younger generation, had to remember where I knew him from. But after going back and I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, he's had a really good opportunity. He's had his time, and in his time, he did a really good job at his roles, right? So I would say there's a lot of people that I would understand if you voted for Chris Farley. However, Chris Pratt, he is at the start of a very long and ambitious acting career. He's shown what he's willing to do and how he's willing to go out of his way, both physically and mentally preparing for a role. He has outshined in a lot of his stuff. He's had a lot of hits and a lot of misses. But I would say at the end of the day, I think Chris Pratt is a winner here, because I'm going to vote for him. Maybe it is recency bias, but you know what? In this one, Pratt, come on, he's a hunk. You got to give it to him. And that's all I got. I mean, just, check his resume, check his scorecard. He's got it.
All right. So Burke voting with his extremities for this one. All right, Santa, I'm gonna put 2 minutes on the clock for you. Chris Pratt, Chris Farley, 2 comedians. How you going on this one?
Well, first I've got to recognize Trinity on this one, because you're right, Trinity. You're right. Could they both lose? I don't know. They should. So first of all, if you know me, and I've been vocal about this, Peter Quill, Star-Lord, the worst the worst character in the whole Marvel franchise. Cannot stand that character. When he's on the screen, I want to turn it off. But he listens to good music, so I can listen to his music. But I want him to go away. And his whole debacle in Infinity War, cannot forgive him. Plus, Guardians of the Galaxy movies, trash. Cannot stand those movies. Both of them, junk. Guardians Galaxy 3, why? Why do we need it? So we don't. That's the answer right there. We don't. Guardians of the Galaxy, especially if Star-Lord's going to be in it. So that's the first thing with Chris Pratt. Now, on the other side, Chris Farley. Boys and girls, drugs are bad for you. Drugs are bad. So Chris Farley had a shortened life, and drugs played a role in that. He's mainly known for comedy from the Saturday Night Live skits and physical comedian. Not much of a body of work beyond that, partially due to his short life, but then also because he did not have a wide variety of skills. Go back to Chris Pratt, and I have to give it to him. He's Lego Movie, voice acting, Jurassic World. He actually pulls a little bit of gravitas there, if you will. He pulls that off, and he's done comedy, he's done serious, he's done superheroes, even though a terrible one. So I give my vote to Chris Pratt begrudgingly.
Wow. Okay, man. Santa, you just roasted both of these guys like super hardcore. Burke, let's go. Oh wait, you already went. So man, it's time to get the poll, man. I feel depressed after listening to both of you do all this stuff.
Chris Pratt is an icon. He's just got such a charisma. You gotta give it to him. All right. If it was me, I'd put him in number one. Get him up there.
All right. Well, let's see what the people have to say. If you want to vote for Chris Pratt, do exclamation vote 3. If you want to vote Chris Farley, exclamation vote 6. Let's not discount Chris Farley's career, okay? He actually, first of all, there's the SNL stuff, which some of the most classic SNL skits ever are due to Chris Farley. The Man Down by the River is a classic. The Chippendales skit, absolute classic. But he's got some good movies too, right? Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, those are really funny movies. We don't really talk about Beverly Hills Ninja, right? That one was okay. But some good spots in Billy Madison and Airheads and stuff like that. But for me, it's totally Chris Pratt. Let's even forget the Guardians movies, which they're not my favorite movies, but I don't think they're garbage like Santa's saying. But right now, Chris Pratt has my vote because Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec is one of the greatest written characters in a sitcom ever. He's so good in it, and he's so funny. That's going to extend him out for me in this bracket, at least for a little while. We'll see future matchups, but at least for this round, I gotta go Chris Pratt. Burke, you look like you forgot about Parks and Rec a little. Are you loving that one?
Oh yeah. I was trying to keep it a little less biased on this one. I've been pretty heavy hitting in both directions, so I tried to. And you gotta save a little bit of
it's true.
Pratt evidence for the later rounds. You gotta keep a little spice from him.
Yeah,
and he's got some spice, I'll assure you.
And he might need it based on the next matchup that's coming up. But Chris Pratt, time has expired, is your winner. 52% of the vote. That was a pretty close one, but the number 3 seed Chris Pratt is moving on. All right, let's go to. God, I don't know where this one's gonna go. The number 2 seed Chris Hemsworth is going up against the number 7 seed of Christopher Lee. Santa, going to you first. 2 minutes on the clock. How do you feel about these two Chris's?
Oh, I don't know how the Chris Hemsworth got the number 2 seed. Fat Thor doesn't deserve number 2 seed. You look at his body of work again. We look, he plays the blonde in the Ghostbusters remake. You got to love that character, right? You got to love Fat Thor, right? You got to love Chris Hemsworth's roles, right? Like the guy plays one role really, really well. It's the dumb blonde, and he does a great job at that. But what else is he known for? Besides good looking, great body, all that, right? You got to give him that. He's got good hair. Santa knows because Santa doesn't have any, right? So Chris Hemsworth, completely overrated. It has no body of work to build off of. Christopher Lee, on the other hand, Saruman, right? Saruman. We've got not only that, but of course in Star Wars, right? He Count Dooku, and you go back. He's been in Sleepy Hollow, Tales of the Mummy. It just goes on and on. He's played classic roles. He's played Dracula. This guy. He played the bad guy in the ruined Charlie the Chocolate Factory, the remake. He ruined Charlie's life because he was the dentist. He just made his son miserable, right? So plays a great bad guy. Great actor. Christopher Lee, by far, maybe my favorite actor in the entire pool. So this is an easy victory for Christopher Lee for me to support. Chris Hemsworth, nothing. Fluff. He's got to go. He's got to go. That's it.
All right. Let's throw this over to Burke. 2 minutes for you, sir. How do you feel about Hemsworth versus Lee?
So, all right, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. All right, because I'll agree. Christopher Lee's got a lot of stuff going for him. I'll give you that. But Saruman, his role was limited. And let's be honest. Like I'm gonna be real with you. I am like a major Lord of the Rings fan, more than probably most other content. And Saruman's role was limited. Count Dooku, he had a still role was limited comparatively, right? So he's had good supporting roles. But those are his two most well-known roles, and then they're as support characters. So, when we're looking at Chris Hemsworth, though, he has been basically solidified himself as Thor for the rest of history. They're never gonna have another person that will ever be known as Thor. And granted, you could say the same about Saruman, but Saruman, again, is a support character. And I will admit that a lot of the roles that Chris Hemsworth has had to play have been poorly written. But every time he's been told to act well and it's been written in that way, he has performed and met expectations. So like look at his role in Infinity War and Endgame. Like those were the best versions of Thor that we've ever seen. Ragnarok was amazing, but like he proved that he could do drama. Okay. So I think like give him time and give him more serious roles as he ages out of superheroes and into other content. I guarantee you we're going to see an iconic Chris Hemsworth that fills out other roles into the future. So I want to level the playing field here. I think a lot of people are thinking Christopher Lee, but I would urge you to err on caution here and think a little bit before you vote. All right.
All right, I just want to say once again, I did not see these, okay? These were voting. We'll get to how you can add your voice in for next week's show after this round, but I'm just going to, again, I just got to wash my hands of the seeding. But hey, look, people like Hemsworth. I don't know what to tell you. It was for a little while, Hemsworth was actually the #1 seed. So I think this is going to be a very interesting vote here. Let's open up the poll. If you want to vote for Chris Hemsworth, do exclamation vote 2. If you want to do Christopher Lee, exclamation vote 7. All right, I'm going to go Chris Hemsworth. He was in Bad Times at El Royale. He was in Rush. No, I'm just kidding. Are you kidding me? Chris Hemsworth at the #2 seed? What are you guys smoking? Like, how did you guys vote this in at #2 seed? Like, look, I'm glad he's in this bracket, but like at the #2 seed, I expected him to be like a 6 or a 7, something like that. How is it? Because he's sexy? Look, I know he's sexy. I know there's a lot of men and women out there that find him sexy, okay, which is totally fine. But look, he's an okay actor. He's good. He has not gravitated towards good roles. Christopher Lee is an all-time actor. He's in 2 of the biggest franchises ever. I mean, most people consider Attack of the Clones the worst Star Wars prequel movie, and he was one of the best things in it, okay? He like elevated that movie. And Saruman, are you kidding me? Lord of the Rings, like one of the greatest franchises ever, and he crushed it in those movies. Yeah, no, it's not even a joke to me. Christopher Lee has to move on. If he doesn't, I know he's winning right now, 68% of the vote. If he doesn't move on, I'm shutting the stream down. But it looks like we're okay. With 0 time left on the clock, 30% to 70%, Christopher Lee is moving on. I'm shocked. I was shocked when I saw the results of this that he was a 7 seed. I understood Christopher Plummer. I get it, because he's one of those names that like you kind of know, but you need to see the face to recognize. So I understood that. But Christopher Lee being so low, I did not understand that. But it doesn't matter. He's moving on. Oh man. So.
Oh yeah, of course. He was clearly the winner.
Clearly, obviously. 2 major upsets in the first round. This is what we have looking forward to for the next round. The number 8 seed Christopher Plummer going up against the number 4 seed Christopher Walken. Number 3 seed, the only Marvel guy left in this bracket, Chris Pratt, going up against the number 7 seed of Christopher Lee. I don't know what's going to happen, but before we get to that, let me just say, if you are wondering how we get these seedings, and I know Santa and Burke have been complaining all night, but this is how you get to vote, okay? All you have to do is go to rank.fanjecture.com, or you could just type in !rank in the chat. It'll give you the link. It'll pop up for you. You go there, you go to a Google poll, you can rank next week's show. And what is next week's show? Well, I'm glad you asked. Next week's show is alternate comic book movies. That's right. Non-DC, non-Marvel comic book movies are going to be next week. Here's where you can, the ones you can vote on to select your seeds: Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Kick-Ass, Hellboy, the original one with Ron Perlman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original one, The Crow, Sin City, Rocketeer, and 300. This is what you're going to be voting on. So once again, rank.fanjecture.com, or do !rank in the chat. That will send you the link. Just so you know, in case you want to change the results, 300 right now is your number 1 seed. 300 is going to be your number 1 seed unless you go and you vote and see getting your vote heard. Okay, well, now that's out of the way, let's go ahead and go to this crazy next matchup, which is the number 8 seed Christopher Plummer and the number 4 seed Christopher Walken. Burke, we go with you. We're going to do 90 seconds on the clock this time. How do you feel about these 2 heavy hitters in the acting world?
All right. Did you even know who Christopher Plummer was before I made that argument? Come on. I mean, literally, he had some good roles, and he's an iconic actor. No one's going to deny that. But you knew exactly who Christopher Walken was. And I guarantee you, if someone told you before thinking this debate 8, who would be the top 8, you would not have thought of Christopher Plummer, but you would have thought of Christopher Walken. You would have been like, oh yeah, that would be a great person to add to this thing, and maybe to the Acting Hall of Fame. Throw him in there, man. Seriously, Christopher Walken is an icon. We all know who he is. We all will remember his name. You gotta go Walken. So I mean, is it even worth mentioning more? I mean, it all comes down to just memorability. What is your ability to, put your likeness and have people remember your likeness into history? People are going to remember that about Christopher Walken long into the future, but people are not going to remember that about Christopher Plummer. And they're going to remember his amazing performances in a few roles, but Christopher Walken, his performance has been amazing across all these roles. And I just think it's a clear pick there.
Okay. Excellent points you make there. All right. I'm going to reset the clock. Santa, 90 seconds on the clock for you. How do you feel about this matchup?
What in the world is Burke thinking? That's what I'm wondering. I'm confused. You talk about iconic actor, somebody who's going to be known forever. You cannot look past the music, right? Like the Sound of Music is going to last forever. Everybody knows his character from there. And let's throw out another one, just for fun, right? This is just for fun. Voice actor in Up. And if you watched Up and you didn't cry, then maybe you don't have a heart. Right? Maybe you're the Grinch and your heart is 3 sizes too small, right? If you don't vote for Christopher Plummer, your heart might just be 3 sizes too small. You name me a movie that Christopher Plummer, or a role that Christopher Plummer just mailed it in, signed a check and read the cue cards, right? Well, I can tell you a movie that Christopher Walken mailed it in, right? I can absolutely tell you a show that Christopher Walken mailed it in. The guy is done. He's past done. He should have walked away years ago. And Christopher Plummer is still performing strong. Look at his role in Knives Out. Another fantastic role where he supported that movie tremendously. Brought a wonderful performance to that role. Great movie. So clearly Christopher Plummer has the gravitas. Clearly Christopher Plummer has the landmark movies that'll stand the test of time. They already have. And you talk about Christopher Walken, besides more cowbell, is that going to last?
I don't know. Let's find out. Will more cowbell last for Christopher Walken? If you want to vote for Christopher Plummer, exclamation vote 8. I don't think I've said 8 this late into the show before. If you want to vote Christopher Walken, exclamation vote 4. Oh wow, these guys, man, these what a storied career these two have had. But I still, at the end of the day, I think I still gotta go Christopher Walken. Look, let's talk about the comedies this guy has been in. Let's narrow it down a little bit. Wedding Crashers is so good in Wedding Crashers. He really made the film as the father. Hairspray. What about Hairspray? Look, I know, like, I don't use much Hairspray. Santa, you know, we're part of the non-Hairspray club, but like, he was really good in that film. Catch Me If You Can, another comedy that he was in. He crushed it as Frank Abagnale's father. He's so good at making you laugh. Like, yes, cowbell will do it because the man is so good at comedy. You can't deny that, Santa. Come on.
But Captain Hook, the most important
Oh my
role.
God, Captain Hook, come on.
Plummer is an iconic actor. Come on.
You're just gonna let that go? You're just gonna forget it?
Yes.
Adam.
Come on.
Adam. Chris Plummer is the better actor, man. You just gotta. I don't know what you're saying. This guy's crazy. I don't.
Well, look, I am the voice. I am the voice of reason here. And Christopher Plummer, look, he had a nice run. It could have been a Cinderella story. It is not. Christopher Walken is crushing it with 70% of the vote. The for once, the audience is voting with me, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it tonight. And I should probably put let's see, Christopher Walken into the bracket to move on. All right, let me update that. Let me refresh that. Let's go here. Okay, it's not showing up. It'll show up next time. All right, Christopher Walken, moving on, 70% of the vote. Let's now go to the second matchup of the second round. The number 3 seed, Chris Pratt, going up against the number 7 seed, Christopher Lee. Okay, wow. I have a feeling I know exactly how this is going to go with the two of you, but I'm going to ask anyway. So, Santa, we're going to start with you. I'm going to put 90 seconds on the clock. How do you feel about how Chris Pratt should not make it past this round?
That's exactly right. Chris Pratt got a fortuitous matchup in the first round so that he survived to the second. But this is where his journey ends. He's got a long career ahead of him. Maybe he'll grow into be an actor at the same par as Christopher Lee. But you know what? Christopher Lee is that actor. Christopher Lee does have that resume. Look at the body of work. You cannot, there's no way you can say that Christopher Lee is and Chris Pratt deserve to be in the same arena together. That's not even close. Christopher Pratt is so outmatched here. It's not even funny. Let's just remember Star-Lord, okay? Remember Star-Lord and how he screwed up Infinity War, right? It's all his fault. And I know, Trinity, you disagree with me on that, but Star-Lord, he ruined it. Christopher Lee, it goes back through time. You got an actor here that's proved himself in different medium, different roles, and he's got that body of work that will stand forever. It's clearly Christopher Lee in this round. It has to be. You guys let me down once, don't do it again, right? Christopher Lee's got to go on.
Okay, let's see where Burke goes for this. I'm going to reset the clock. 90 seconds for you. What do you think? Chris Pratt, Christopher Lee?
All right, guys, let's be real here. Let's just break it down to brass tacks. Let's get down to business. All right. If you're making a movie, you want the joy, you want the humor, you want the, that charisma that only a Chris Pratt can bring. I mean, think about, like, you can't fault the man for being born at the wrong time. Like, if you throw Chris Pratt back in the days of old Western movies, man, he would be an old Western movie icon. But you know what? We're just too early into his career, and I think it's unfair, or maybe even ageist, to not give him the win here, because he hasn't had the time to prove himself. He's already shown that he's got the trend to make it out on top. And come on, those people out there, I understand the arguments around why Guardians of the Galaxy. I've heard Second Stream Tomorrow, I heard Trinity talk all about why he doesn't like Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, but you can't say that he's not an amazing Star-Lord. You can't say it. Okay, he is one of the best things about the Marvel universe. And whether or not you like the Guardians of the Galaxy, he's an incredible character. He brings it to the role. He brings it to every role. Have you seen Passengers? Have you seen Parks and Rec? You can't argue that he doesn't deserve to win. And you give him 10 years, he's going to be one of the most iconic. He already is, but he'll be even more iconic and be in the acting Hall of Fame. You just watch.
No, you look at Christopher Lee at the same number of years into his career as Christopher Pratt, and it's not even close. Christopher Lee, by far. And that's ageist, is you're just way too young there, young man. Way too young.
Burke's about to get some coal for Christmas. All right, let's start this poll up. If you want to vote for Chris Pratt, do exclamation vote 3 in the chat. If you want to vote for Christopher Lee, exclamation vote 7. All right, look, I'm sorry, Santa. I'm sorry to do this for you, but it's Chris Pratt. It's totally Chris Pratt. I'm sorry. I love Christopher Lee. I think he's great, but the charisma that Chris Pratt exudes on stage is going to carry his career forever. He's so good. He's so funny. He's such a good actor. He can do both drama and serious. He can do both. I don't know if Christopher Lee can do comedy. Maybe he can. Maybe he can't. I can't really think of any real funny roles that he's ever been in. I'm going Chris Pratt. And by the way, you can't hold what Star-Lord does in the movie to what Chris Pratt does as far as an actor. I mean, Christopher Lee plays Saruman. Come on, are you going to attack him because he tried to destroy the entire Middle Earth? Like, you can't do that. Come on, that's what a horrible argument that is. But look, no,
what are we,
Chris Pratt. Look, Chris Pratt is losing, so I said I gotta reel the people in, right? Jurassic World, Onward, Lego Movie, Magnificent Seven, Passengers, Moneyball. Come on, Chris Pratt is such a good. I can't believe it. Come on, man, Chris Pratt.
I think everyone already.
Chris Pratt is losing this hardcore, man. I thought for sure we could pull out a win. Parks and Rec is one of the greatest sitcoms ever. He is absolutely part of that, but I guess you guys hate things that are funny. This is way too serious of a crew, of a chat, and it's over 39% of the vote to 61%. Christopher Lee, the number 7 seed, is moving on. Okay, wow.
It was our fault for getting Chris Evans out in the very beginning.
I mean, I don't even know how that happened. If I'm being honest, like, I really don't. I don't understand how that happens. I mean, it really was. All right, so here are your finals. The number 4 seed Christopher Walken going up against the number 7 seed Christopher Lee. I guess you have to be minimum 70 years old to make it to the finals tonight, because these are your legacy actors. Let's jump into it. Christopher Walken, Christopher Lee. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Burke, we're going to start with you. How do you feel about this final matchup?
This is a tough one, but I wanted Pratt to win, and so every other play up until this point was to get Pratt in the finals, and that didn't work. So really my plays are all out, so I'm just gonna have to be realistic, and I think Santa's gonna agree with me, and that's that Christopher Walken should win this bracket. He is the best actor by far on the entire bracket. He is just overall, the gravitas of what he brings to the table, man. This is just the best. Why he doesn't have more Oscars beyond me. Best actor out there by far. I have nothing else to say. Christopher Lee's great and all, but you know what? Christopher Walken, why he's not in more things is beyond me. So just bring him in.
All right. Let's reload the clock here for Santa. 60 seconds. These are the finals. How are you voting?
If you vote for Christopher Walken, then you have to go watch the TV musical.
Oh my God.
Him playing Hook. If you're going to vote for this man, then you need to know what you're voting for. And if you haven't seen Peter Pan with Christopher Walken as Hook, and you're going to vote for him, then you have to go watch that movie or that musical after you vote. Don't do it. Don't do it. You don't want to watch that. It's not worth it. It's not worth the vote. Put your vote where it belongs with Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee doesn't mail in his performances. Christopher Lee shows up and brings it. Christopher Lee has shown that over his entire career. Christopher Walken, mailing him in. You know why he's not in more stuff? Because he's not acting anymore. He just shows up. People make fun of him. People make fun of him do better Christopher Walken than Christopher Walken, right? Christopher Walken doesn't deserve to go on. It's got to be Christopher Lee. And I'm telling you, if you vote for Christopher Walken, you got to watch Peter Pan. Watch it.
All right, let's see. This is it, everybody. Chat, this is your last chance to vote on the winner. Let's start the poll. If you want to vote Christopher Walken, do exclamation vote for. If you want to vote Christopher Lee, exclamation vote 7. I railed against Christopher Lee in the last round, so I would be a complete hypocrite if I voted for him this time. I am definitely going Christopher Walken. We didn't really touch on The Deer Hunter. Let's talk about The Deer Hunter. Incredible film. Where Walken won his Academy Award, Best Supporting Actor. Christopher Lee has no Academy Award. Walken was also nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Catch Me If You Can, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, and he absolutely is brilliant in that film. He is such a good actor. He's a better actor. Look, I would say both of them. Look, Christopher Lee hasn't really been in anything lately, so we don't know if he would mail it in. He might have mailed in a Hook. Well, oh yeah, I guess that's true. Hold on, I'm just gonna delete that from this thing. I didn't even know he was dead. I really, honestly, I didn't know he was dead. Look at that. R.C. Scott, he's dead. Brah, he's dead. Says LB. Yeah. Let me roll that back a little. Let's rewind time.
I sure hope he's not in any movies.
Yikes. Okay, so I'm stupid, but it's fine. It's all good. I'm still voting for Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken still wins, so y'all can, go pound some sand, okay? That's what I have to say. All right. Christopher Walken, guys. Christopher Walken with 55% of the vote is beating who's our guy? Christopher Lee, who's totally dead. Which is fine. And I totally knew that. Before this. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the bracket. Here you have it. Christopher Walken is your winner tonight, who you guys have voted as the best Chris ever, who ever lived. I shouldn't say that. God, I shouldn't even say ever lived. Okay, let's just get away from that. Okay, Christopher Walken is our winner. Oh my goodness. Burke, Santa, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. This has been a blast. It definitely did not go where I thought it was going to go. Thought Chris Evans would have a little bit more legs, but it was still fun nonetheless. Burke, thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you for hanging out. Guys, Burke has an awesome Twitch channel. Description is in the link is in the description below. Twitch.tv/Burke the Nerd. Burke, tell everybody what you have going on.
So I stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 6 p.m. but this week it's going to be Friday at 6 p.m., not Thursday, so don't get confused. But Monday, Wednesday, and typically Thursday at 6 p.m., we talk movie news, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, anime, gaming, anything recent. We talk about it. It's a talk show. It runs just like this one. And then every once in a while, we'll play some games and just have some nice chats. And so it's a great time to come out, or you can just go on Instagram or Twitter at Birth the Nerd and stay up to date on what's going on.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Go subscribe to him on Twitch. It's a really fun time for sure. Santa crossing the threshold of 100 subscribers on YouTube, which is I gotta give you the applause on that one. It's amazing start for a new channel. So Santa, tell the people what you got going on with your Star Wars channel.
Well, thank you. 100 subscribers is a big deal to me. I started doing YouTube because I wanted to get another voice out there in the Star Wars community, and I've truly enjoyed this community, the Den of Nerds community, Fanjecture's channel in the morning, and of course the Second Street Marvel. This is one of the best communities there are, and Burke and I were together on the Den of Nerds trivia
contest, yeah.
And we've made fantastic friends. So Star Wars Santa, I've got a YouTube channel. I like to talk about Star Wars stuff. I have a full-time job, so don't get to talk about Star Wars stuff enough. But if you subscribe, I'll try to put stuff out there for you guys.
Yeah, definitely subscribe to Santa. Again, links are in the description below. Go subscribe to both of these guys. They do amazing stuff, and we got to make sure that they get the recognition they deserve, because they really do some really good stuff. So thank you both for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Thanks. We'll have to have you guys back again very soon. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you much, man.
Sure, thank you.
It was awesome.
All right, that's it. That's our show. You guys voted. Christopher Walken is our winner. Thank you so much for hanging out. Come back tomorrow morning on the channel. We do our morning stream. Go check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Fanjecture. We play some games there. We do a lot of fun stuff. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you soon.